You! I am not surprised to see you here. You have become quite the thorn in Mogram's side. Though he would never admit it, I believe you have impressed him with your accomplishments. I, however, am not too proud to admit my respect for you. You have thwarted us at almost every turn, yet in the end, Morag's will cannot be denied. You have already lost. My troops control the city. Soon, even Castle Never will fall. The streets will run red with the blood of Neverwinter's children. Morag is a voracious mistress. It seems there are never enough dead to satisfy her hunger. You dare call these people innocent? The citizens of Neverwinter screamed for Fenthic's death, and Lord Nasher gave it to them. His blood is on their hands. We are all guilty here, and we are all deserving of death. Justice? There is no such thing. I came here for vengeance, but I am not responsible for Neverwinter's fall. My position at the head of the armies only hastened the inevitable end. Neverwinter was doomed as soon as Mogram unleashed the Wailing Death. Can you not feel it in the air? An evil cloud covers the city, the shadow of Morag. The Queen of the Old Ones has awakened, and none shall survive her coming. I am no blind fool like Mogram. I know Morag will betray me. In fact, I'm counting on it. I deserve death for what I have done. But when I die, I will have the satisfaction of knowing Neverwinter was made to pay for what happened to Fenthic. There is nothing more to say. It is too late for words. We must settle this in blood. You have come far since our first meeting. I can no longer stand against you. Had Morag foreseen how powerful you would become, perhaps she would have chosen you to be her champion, instead of turning her lidless eye in my direction. I suppose that is true. You have the strength of your convictions, something I lost long ago. Tell me, how can you go on, knowing you fight for a city that is doomed to fall when the Old Ones return? I have seen the future in my dreams. Neverwinter will vanish in a blaze of flame when the Old Ones are reborn. It is inevitable. Hope? All hope within my heart perished with Fenthic. He was taken from me, the light of my life, and I was left alone in the empty darkness. Is the execution of my lover not justification enough for what I have become? They say I betrayed Neverwinter, but Neverwinter betrayed Fenthic first. With Fenthic's death, I lost more than a lover. He was a devoted servant of both Tyr and Neverwinter, and I saw how his devotion was repaid. How could I believe in a god who allowed such an atrocity? How could I serve a city so mercilessly cruel? When Fenthic was executed, I lost my lover, my faith, my loyalty. Everything I believed in crumbled around me. I am simply telling you what happened. How I came to break my vows and betray all that I stood for. Look around you. Look at the death and destruction I have brought to Neverwinter. I can never make up for this. And I have been too long under Morag's power. The Queen has a hold on me. I could not stand with you against her, even if I wanted to. I cannot help the city. I could bring my information to Lord Nasher and Erin Gend, true. But it would not be enough to turn the tide of the battle. Morag's power will bring victory to the Luskan troops. Perhaps a few hundred lives could be saved, though the city would still fall. But what will that avail me? Lord Nasher would still have me executed for what I have done. I should sacrifice myself for the sake of the people who demanded Fenthic's blood? Do you really believe me capable of so selfless an act? Once I would have gladly sacrificed myself for this city, but I have changed. I am no longer the Aribeth you knew. Now I walk a different path. Your words are wise. Perhaps I can set aside my hatred. If I turn myself over to Lord Nasher for execution, many lives may yet be saved. At least then my own death would have some meaning. But you will have to trust me in this. Margrim waits for you behind this door. You must face him now. Time is of the essence. But I dare not accompany you, for fear I will fall once again under Morag's spell. Do you trust me enough to let me go if I vow to surrender myself to Lord Nasher? Can you take that risk? Then I shall leave Margrim to you, and I shall deliver myself to Lord Nasher and tell him what I know of the Luskan troop movements. If we are lucky, my information may help some of Neverwinter's citizens escape with their lives. And I will submit to Lord Nasher's judgment, whatever the consequences may be. I am grateful to you for this chance to do what is right. I wanted you to know that before I go, in case Lord Nasher has me executed before you return. Lady Aribeth, it has been a long time since anyone called me that. Thank you. I must go to Lord Nasher now. While my resolve is still strong, you must face Margrim without me. Goodbye, and good luck.
These are strange times. My city is in ruins and all but overrun by Luskan forces. And yet Aribeth, the leader of our enemies, sits in our dungeons awaiting my judgment. Were things not so grim, I might laugh at the absurdity of it all. What is it you need of me? While the war rages on, she will live. She can provide us valuable information about our enemies' tactics and numbers. As for her fate when this is all over, that is a matter I have not yet decided. Such matters are to be decided later. Come and go as you please. You've earned that right. Any important...
I normally consider myself well-informed, particularly when it comes to matters directly concerning the defense of Neverwinter. I must confess I was somewhat embarrassed at having no advanced warning when Aribeth appeared at the gates to surrender herself to Lord Nasher. Seeing you here, I cannot help but wonder what further surprises you might bring my way. Nothing yet. As long as we are at war, he shall keep her alive to provide us with information about the Luskan troops. If we survive this war, I do not know. The law is clear enough. The penalty for Aribeth's betrayal is death. And yet, I know Lord Nasher deeply regrets Fenthic's execution and the turmoil it brought upon the city. And he rarely makes the same mistake twice. I suppose we shall just have to wait and see. Yes, there is still much that must be done.
It is good to see you again. When I surrendered to Lord Nasher, I was certain my execution would be swift. But it seems Lord Nasher has chosen to let me live, for now at least. I am glad, if for no other reason than it gives me a chance to see you again. I am a prisoner, and a fallen paladin. The powers Tyr once granted me are gone, as are the abilities Morag bestowed upon me. And yet, for the first time since Fenthic's death, I am whole once more. I feel grief over what has happened, of course, and deep regret over what I have done. But I also feel a great calm. I have you to thank for this. Without your intervention, I would never have found this peace. There are worse things than death. I know this now. And Nasher has not passed judgment upon me yet. I am content with whatever fate awaits me, yet in his eyes I see reason to hope I might yet live. If Neverwinter should survive, perhaps Lord Nasher has other plans for me. I may yet be given the chance to make amends for all I have done, though I know I will never be able to fully atone for what I have done. I have already given most of my information to Eringend and Lord Nasher. Luskan battle plans and the location of their troops. but I will try to help you however I can. The Old Ones are an ancient and evil race distantly related to the lizard men of our own time. Morag was their queen during the height of their empire. But the world changed, and the North became a frozen waste, and Morag placed her people in a magical stasis within the Source Stone to await the time of their awakening. More than this I cannot say. When I served Morag, I cared little for the reasons behind the attack on Neverwinter. I only cared about revenge, but I am finally free of that burden. The Source Stone is a great gem located in long-forgotten chambers beneath Castle Never. Within this gem is an entire other world, a realm where Morag and her people await the time of the awakening. I know the Words of Power was somehow connected with raising Morag and her people from their slumber, but beyond this, there is little I can tell you. As you know, there were 4 Words of Power. At first, Margrim seemed to believe we would need to possess all 4 words to awaken Morag. However, as Morag's power grew, she sent Margrim a vision of a ritual that could begin the awakening with only one of the words. But the ritual was only partially successful. Morag was awakened, but she was still trapped within the Source Stone. In time, Morag's power will grow until she is able to release herself and her people from the Source Stone. But for now, she is trapped inside. I wish I could tell you more, but that is all I know. I understand. There is still much that must be done if Morag is to be defeated. I wish you luck.